So we just got the news that Shock G died, and of course he fakes his death right after I exposed him, because I exposed him on March 9th, and today is April 22nd. So a month after I exposed him, he magically dies. Do you guys think that's a coincidence? And this is the article, and it says, Shock G, famous for Digital Underground's hit song The Humpty Dance, and his work with Tupac, is dead. The rap legend was found dead in a hotel room in Tampa, according to his father. And then it says, we're told the cause of death is unclear. So once again, another death where it is unclear. No cause of death once again. We see this time and time again every time a celebrity fakes their death and people still believe it. MF Doom and his son died with no cause of death. Do you guys just think that's a coincidence? Like, how is there no cause of death? Like, just by looking at the scene, you should already know what happened. And it even says, but there was no signs of trauma, which makes it even more obvious that it was a fake death. Shock G's father says authorities will conduct an autopsy. Shock G was the lead singer for the hip-hop group Digital Underground, and he gets into character as his alter ego, Humpty Hump. So if you guys watch my video, I showed a video of Humpty Hump's character at the end, and I was explaining how Shock G already had another character called Humpty Hump, where he would put on a fake nose and it would change his voice. So he was basically disguising himself in plain sight, and he was playing the role of another character right in plain sight. So I made the connection that if he can do that, he can also play the role of Pooh Shiesty, because they look exactly the same, you know what I mean? This picture convinced everybody because they look exactly the same. I mean, it's so obvious, they didn't really change much. And you can tell that Pooh Shiesty has a mask on, I mean, come on. And I made a second video about this because Pooh Shiesty even admitted that he is Shock G, and people were sending me this after I made the first video about him. So go watch these two videos that I made about him. I'm going to put a link in the description and at the end of the video so you guys can check it out, because all the evidence is in these two videos. I even showed how he has a fake hairline in this video, so go check that out. And he was in this group with Tupac, right? And it was called Digital Underground. And Digital Underground equals 283, just like how death equals 38. All of this is damage control because both of my videos blew up. When you search up Shock G as Pooh Shiesty, this video doesn't pop up. Probably because he admitted it in this video. But yeah, it's just crazy that they fake his death a month after I exposed him. And he was in this rap group with Tupac, which is another crazy coincidence because I just exposed Tupac 2 days ago. So go watch that video if you haven't, because Tupac is still alive and he is a Kill the MC. So I'm not surprised that another person from Digital Underground has faked their death. But yeah, man, if this doesn't confirm to you that what I said was true, nothing will. So thank you guys for watching. Drop a like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications. And it's crazy because I just finished my Polo G video, and then my phone starts blowing up out of nowhere and everybody's telling me that Shock G died. So I was like, damn, man, now I need to make a video about that, because I was going to drop my Polo G video right now, but now I'm just going to drop it tomorrow. And also something else I forgot to mention is that one of my subscribers were sending me these pictures of Pooh Shiesty, because Pooh Shiesty is supposed to be like 21, but his hands look like he's an old man, you know what I mean? Like, it's so obvious that he's Shock G. And also when you listen to his music, you can tell that his voice is like an old man. If you really look at his hands, my subscriber is right. These are like some old man hands right here. This dude is clearly not 21. Because I'm around the same age as him and my hands do not look like this. This looks like a 50-year-old man's hands, you know what I mean? And also something I forgot to mention is that Pooh Shiesty has a song called Back in Blood. And in this song, he says extorting shit just like the 80s. So isn't it funny that he makes a reference to the 80s? Because that's when Shock G was the most famous. He dropped his biggest song in 1989. And his biggest album dropped in 1980. So it's obvious that Shock G is playing the role of Pooh Shiesty. And now they just removed the Shock G character from the world stage, because now he's just focusing more on the Pooh Shiesty character. Because they have a big agenda with Pooh Shiesty. Like I said in my other video, they want a lot of people to kill each other. That's why all his music is about killing. And he's straight up just promoting killing each other. In this song, he says, you niggas who ain't got shit going, go grab a glizzy, get alert. So he's basically saying, if you don't got shit going on in life, go grab a gun and get alert. And for some reason, they put a question mark after the who. But if you listen to the song, it's not a question. Like, he's saying the whole word as a sentence. So they put that question mark there to make it seem like he's not really saying that. But that's exactly what he's saying. If you don't got shit going, go grab a gun and get alert. And then he also said, Shiesty G, post RIP and reason he in the dirt. Why is he referring to himself as Shiesty G? You know, that sounds like he's making a reference to Shock G. And I never noticed that until right now, so that's crazy. He calls himself Shiesty G, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out. So this video is about Pooh Shiesty because I think Shock G is playing the role of Pooh Shiesty. Just by looking at this picture, you can tell that he has makeup and prosthetics on because his face does not look real to me. He looks like a young version of Shock G. But yeah, a lot of people have been telling me that Shock G is playing the role of Pooh Shiesty, so I did some research. And when I saw this picture, I saw it right away, to be honest. So like I always say, you know, this is just my opinion. Be sure to do your own research and let me know what you guys find. The weird thing about this one is that Shock G is way older than Pooh Shiesty, so that might throw off a lot of people. And he has this crazy hair and this weird beard to kind of throw us off. But his beard looks fake in my opinion. And when you compare these two pictures, they look very similar. So I don't know about you guys, but I can see it. And unless Shock G has a son that we don't know about, I think this is actually Shock G playing this role. And it's not that hard for them to look younger with all this makeup and prosthetics because I'm going to make a video very soon about the prosthetics. That way you guys can see how it works. But they can make you look very young. And they can also make you look very old too. And I noticed that they're pushing Pooh Shiesty on us a lot because, you know, he came out of nowhere. And of course, all of his music is about killing. So it's obvious that he's promoting that agenda to try to get people to kill each other. Because at the end of the day, that's what this music is about. People listen to this kind of music and it makes them want to kill each other, and that's exactly what they want. So that's why I like to make these videos, because if you guys notice, a lot of these new rappers, they're all promoting killing. You know, that's all you hear on the radio. It's almost like you can't even get big without talking about killing somebody. If your songs are positive, they're not going to get put on the radio. But if they're about killing, you know, you're going to be #1 played on the radio. So it's crazy how that's what we like to listen to nowadays, you know? So Pooh Shiesty is always active on social media, right? So I went to Shock G's Twitter and he hasn't posted a picture since 2015. And then he got locked up in 2017. And coincidentally, Pooh Shiesty started rapping in 2018. So you guys think that's a coincidence? I noticed that when a lot of these rappers play different roles, they usually get locked up right before. And the song that blew him up is called Back in Blood, and it dropped on November 5th. And King Von faked his death on November 6th. So isn't that crazy that they dropped this song called Back in Blood a day before King Von dies? And I'm gonna make a video about Dirk too, because Tyga is playing the role of Lil Durk. And it's so obvious because their voices are exactly the same. And I'm gonna drop another video on King Von too, so stay tuned for that. And Pooh Shiesty is wearing a mask in the Back in Blood music video. So Shock G is doing the pyramid symbolism right here. You know, it's obvious that he sold out. And they look exactly the same to me, especially when you compare the older pictures of him. And Pooh Shiesty is signed to Gucci, right? And we all know that this is not the real Gucci, especially in this picture right here. Like, there's no way people actually think this is the real Gucci. His beard looks so fake. And I noticed that Pooh Shiesty is throwing up this W right here. And Shock G does the same thing. And Shock G was around Tupac and he throws up the same thing. And it's weird how they both have a wig on in this picture. Alright, so Shock G's height is 1.82 meters. And when you convert that into feet, it's 5.97, which is basically 5'10". And of course, Pooh Shiesty is 5'10" as well. And Pooh Shiesty's brother recently died. And I don't believe any of these people die. And it's so obvious that it was scripted because he died as soon as he blew up. So Shock G was in Digital Underground, which equals 283. And Pooh Shiesty equals 138. And as you guys know, murder equals 38 and 83. And then rapper and killing equals 38. And then death equals 38. So just the fact that Pooh Shiesty equals 138, you know, that makes it clear that either he's going to fake his death or somebody around him is going to fake their death. So Lontrell Williams is Pooh Shiesty's real name, and it equals 71. And Gregory Jacobs is Shock G's real name, and it equals 71. And then Pooh and Shock G both equal 27. And this is crazy because every single number has the same value. So when you add up all the numbers, they all have the same value because 6 plus 3 is 9. And then 5 plus 4 is 9. And then both of them are 27, and 2 plus 7 is 9. And then 5 plus 4 is 9, and 9 plus 9 is 18. And 1 plus 8 is 9. And then Pooh is 9, and Shock G is 27, and 2 plus 7 is 9. So that's a crazy coincidence, guys. The fact that every single number has the same numerology. And then here's another crazy coincidence. Masonry and Shiesty all have the same numbers. Look at that, 105, 33, 84, and 39. So they all have the exact same numbers. That can't be a coincidence. So before they were famous, made a video about Pooh Shiesty, and they have a picture of Shock G on the cover. You know, that can't be a coincidence. And when you go to their Facebook, it's still there. So they put that for a reason, because they know that before Pooh Shiesty was famous, he was actually Shock G. And these are all the comments of people that noticed it. Is so many people. There's like 50 comments of people saying that they put Shock G on the thumbnail. So I don't know if they put Shock G on the cover on purpose or if it was by accident. But I like how they did that, because a lot of people started noticing that he looks a lot like Shock G.